What's up, everybody? It's your man, Aaron Thomas, and you are tuned in to Second Chance with Johneri'O.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Second Chance with Johneri'O Sky. Of course, it's me, your host, Johneri'O Sky. But let's get into this guy. Y'all, today we have a special guest, Aaron Thomas, music producer, singer, songwriter, photographer. The list goes on. How are you doing, man?
I'm really good today. I'm excited to be here. You know, I'm always kind of honored every platform I step on, so thank you for having me.
Listen, y'all, if you don't know, now you know. October the 14th, Guard Doors will be out. So go ahead and pre-order, right?
Yes, sir.
You're just reintroducing yourself.
I like to call it constantly creating myself. You know, in every phase in life, in every chapter in life, you should be able to grow and elevate.
Right.
So for me, you know, I don't know where you're going with the questions, but for me, it's been a stepping stone for me, you know, because I just feel like it's always something brand new. Every time you go to a new destination in life, whether it's a success, a failure, or whatever, it should be a stepping stone to whatever the story is that God has for you. So,
Right. So going into this new, say, space that you're in, which is familiar, but it's new. I look at it as a second chance.
Yeah.
So like we were having a conversation, I was like, bro, like this is a second chance to reinvent yourself, reintroduce yourself as whoever you want to be. And it's crazy because now it's like your seeds are really like sprouting.
Yes.
So how does it feel now taking this second chance, this second jump back into gospel music?
Definitely. I feel like definitely from before, I grew up in the church, so I'm sheltered, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I was also manipulated by the church a lot. Sometimes the church can make you feel like you can't be successful, or you can't be rich, or you can't have nice things in life. And for me, I always carried that mantle over my head and always limited me, not just as an artist, but as a person and just as a man, you know, trying to introduce God to people. So this go round, I feel like I'm more authentic due to my life experiences. Due to my failures, due to my success, and due to my new impact that I have. I feel like now I'm able to reach more of the masses outside of just the church. So that's whether through my walks of life, whether it's through my lifestyle, whether it's through my music, somebody's impacted, inspired, and encouraged by something that I do. And it's an organic way now. It doesn't feel forced. And in the gospel industry, you have to present yourself as perfect. And I think that's what's missing in today's society, even with the gospel music genre, period. Everybody's, you know, focused on the wrong things. It's not even about God anymore. And I just want to just shine that light and make sure God is accessible to everybody.
And I like how you said it because if you Google them, you know, y'all like to Google. If you Google them, you can see how the internet tried to really tear you down from. It's all negative, and then at the bottom is positive. New album, this and that. But when you first, you know, put it out there, it's bisexual gospel singer, or you know, how did you first make it through that?
Yeah. So I came out to my fans back in 2019, and at first it was just a release for me. I talked to a reporter from Philadelphia Magazine, shout out to Ernest Owens, that broke the story. I didn't know that was going to go viral. I just literally was just like, you know, I'll tell you my story, and let me get you thinking. This time he's a small journalist at the time. Now he's big time. He's worked with Barack Obama and all these people. But long story behold, I was literally like, I had to free myself. I just felt like for me to be able to go to the next level, you got to free yourself. You have to embrace yourself with everything in life in order to grow. So at that time, a lot of friends left me. A lot of people judged me. You know what I mean? A lot of people ridiculed me. And then I also gained some new people too, and some new fans as well. So it kind of leveled itself out to a little bit. But then when it went viral, I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do now? But for me, I also felt like it was a release. Because when I first started, I wanted to go under like this new alter ego, and it was called Terrence Stone. And first, I wanted to come up with a character, and I felt like it just wasn't true to me. It was a superhero of music. And that's what I wanted to do. But it wasn't true to me, so I decided to keep my household name and continue that legacy out, because I feel like people need that. You know what I mean?
Right.
People need to see, you know, what you've been through, so they can know that whatever they're going through, they can make it too. Make it through.
And speaking on Terrence Stone
Uh-huh.
and Aaron Thomas, like I looked at that I was like, okay, so
I was on to something.
Right, I was like, he was on to something
I
now.
wasn't all the way confident at that time. I just felt like I was just moving too fast in transition. I'm a Virgo. Sometimes we move on impulses. Sometimes and we have great ideas and we just move too quick sometimes. But it also taught me to, no matter what, always stay true to me, always be authentic, and always make sure whatever I do it with pure motives.
So how does it feel now being more intentional with your moves, more intentional with gospel music? Because if you listen to this sound, it gives me, and this is just me, I get Usher, Chris Brown, soul into gospel.
I don't know what to say, so much on my brain, always learn the hard way. Trying to save the world, can never save myself, no one understands me. Always wanna judge me, I'm grinding from the mud, demons all around me, I ain't never safe, praying every day.
It's more contemporary. So now that you're in this new space, how does Aaron feel?
Aaron feels good. I feel like I'm at my most, how would I like to say it? I say it every time around my birthday. I'm at my highest peak, at my highest frequency. I feel like now that I'm more humble nowadays.
Yeah.
Now that I'm more humble and I'm more accessible. Like I'm not so introverted like I used to be. I'm not in the corner, you know, in the wall like I used to be. Now I'm stepping out in that confidence, because I learned that it's only one me. Nobody can do what I can do. Nobody's experienced what I experienced.
Right.
And I have a particular gift and calling over my life. So knowing that, I know that I'm my own entity. And I'm allowed to possess the power, not only that I deserve, but the power that God gave me to initiate into the world. You know what I mean? So I feel good. I feel like I'm that superhero that I've been trying to be all this time.
Talk about that.
A lot of ups and downs. I dealt with homelessness. I dealt with domestic violence and relationships. God, I hate this stuff. I got my shades on today, so I can play cool. But I don't know, a lot of different things. I didn't grow up with my birth parents. I always try to find answers over this past 10 years, and I still didn't get all the answers. But I still made sure every time I seen them, when I crossed paths with them, I made sure I showed love to them, and that made their day. You know what I mean? I felt accomplished from that. But as a man and as a human being, I still want answers with that, and I don't think I'm ever really going to get them. But I guess the true answer is, they did their job, bringing me into the world. Outside of that, I also went through some different challenges with some record labels that just didn't, treat me right or didn't have integrity. So many things. I'm telling you, I could have died so many times and robbed at gunpoint.
Wow.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but I know for a fact, through all the adversity, I know that I'm still here for a reason. Like, I don't wake up on my own by chance. I don't breathe on my own. I don't think on my own. My heart doesn't beat on its own, so I feel like it's definitely a God thing. So, this past 10 years, I've been through a lot, but I've been through and overcame. So that's what matters.
And definitely looking at now God doors is really a testament of your faith, a testament of the 10 years, a testament that people are going to be against you, but as long as you continue to know who you are and fight and soul search, that they can't stop you. They can't stop Aaron Thomas.
At all. Where good is, evil is always going to be present. So it's up to you what you do with your energy. Now, I'm a person that likes to command my atmosphere everywhere that I go. And that has nothing to do with control. However, if I shine my light, the darkness will always be blurred out. So,
what would you definitely tell Aaron Thomas from 10 years ago?
Why you move so fast? You alright? No, honestly. I always cover this up, but I used to have a big fear of failing. Like, I always had it, because I'm a person that I'm only responsible for myself. I always feel like I don't have anybody to make proud. At least, I have family and stuff and different things like that, but it's nothing better than your own dad and your own mom and your own people to tell you, you know what I mean? And knowing that is just like, yeah, that's just how I feel.
Really? Y'all, looking at...
I've done a lot, though. I'm grateful for everything, but, it's still always that I wish sometimes as a human being. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful that I'm not on the street. I'm grateful that I'm not strung out on drugs. I'm grateful that I didn't become an alcoholic. I'm grateful that I didn't have to go to the psych ward. You know, I've been through a lot of things traumatically where I just couldn't have made it to this day. So,
what would you say has been your process to getting to realize that, you know, Aaron, you just gotta go on. You gotta get these lemons, get your sugar, your water, and make the best lemonade you can make.
Yeah, that's my drive. Honestly, my whole life is spiritual. It's a spiritual journey my whole life. I'm very sensitive to the chapters and seasons of my life. Though I'm not perfect, I still like to make sure I am grounded on the route and pursuit that I'm supposed to be on at that time and season. So for me, I pray a lot.
I know that's right.
I do that. That helps me a lot.
I know.
Now, I guess I feel like I talk to myself also more than often.
You got
We
to.
all talk to ourselves, let's admit it. For me, I just had to make sure I'm very careful how I respond. My response is what matters and what will change things and what will create the future for me. So that's what I make sure I bank on. I bank on my response, and I bank on my faith with God.
Let's get into, you guys, let's get into this resume here. And this is just a few, but I'm doing this for a reason. BT Sunday Best Season 6, American Idol Season 3, Gospel Focus.
The Word Network, yeah.
Yes, the Word Network, Showtime at the Apollo, runner-up. Like, looking at it, I was like, this was back to back. Back to back.
Literally.
So you really didn't really have time to soak it in. It was like, okay, next thing, all right,
I'm
baby,
glad you
next
see
thing.
that.
Next thing. So now, again, going back to that 10-year and having that time to really, I did this.
Yep.
Like, out of those experiences, which one would you say was the best when it comes to the alignment to where you want to go or where you at now?
Definitely the Dorinda Clark Cole experience. And I say that because I'm from Philadelphia. That is a tough city to make it out of. And I'm not going to say I felt like I made it out.
Yeah,
But
you made it out.
I did. At that time, I just felt like that was to show my doubters that I could do anything. I mean, I can't be stopped. No matter how much y'all try to shade me, no matter how much y'all try to play me, no matter how many times y'all try to shun my opportunities, like, God showed out in that night. To be performing in front of 60 million people on TV, like, that's ridiculous. And shout out to Dorinda Clark Cole for that just amazing opportunity. And I just feel like that showed me that I could be unstoppable. And as long as I believe in myself, all things are possible if I believe and put the work in. So that to me was monumental for sure.
Would you say there's ever a right time for an artist to reintroduce themselves, or it's just do it?
I'll say just do it. I mean, at the end of the day, you have a whole world to reach. To any artist out there that's struggling or feel like they're not going to be heard or they feel like they don't have the support, it starts with you.
Right.
You know, it's up to you to walk down that road. Nobody's going to take your hand and be like, oh, hey, you ready to go down the road to the finish line? It don't go down like that. So every artist out there, I say just go in pursuit, you know. Get your gas ready, you know what I mean? Get ready for your distractions along the road and just don't stop. Just keep going.
What does it look like being in the studio with Aaron?
Me, you know what's crazy? I record a lot of songs by myself.
Really?
Yep. For the past 3 projects. Well, yeah, since Don't Take Personal. 1, 2, 3. Don't Take Personal, Mind Games, Jupiter. A lot of that stuff I recorded by myself. There's maybe a few songs that I recorded with other engineers, producers. I feel like I'm channeled to go to another realm when I record myself, and I also am a perfectionist.
Yes.
Though I want it to sound good, I also want it to feel good. I also want to make sure my listeners feel the same exact way, sonically, emotionally, spiritually. And I'm just real big on that, music-wise. But I love to create. I'm a very interesting creator. Sometimes I write it first. Sometimes I make a melody first. It's all spontaneous and optimistic and creative. But that's what it's like with me. I'm zoned out completely. I'm not touching my phone. Ain't none of that. It's just like, boom, let's get this done. Let's make it happen, and let's make it a hit. That's how my studio experience is. I'm all about making a hit.
Hitting the hit. And speaking about a hit, let's get on Mind Games.
Yes.
For one, it's not M-I-N-D, it's M-I-N-E.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Mind Games. How did the title first How did that come about?
That project is very interesting. That project actually wasn't even supposed to come out.
Really? And that's the way I was like, I need to know about Mind Games.
I talk about it all the time. I was in a recent breakup around the time, and I hate talking about it. I hate being vulnerable, y'all. Us Virgos don't like to share our feelings, okay? You hear me?
Leos, we
But Mind Games came about basically some of my not one ex, a few exes. All my experiences all into one project. And I felt like I went through a lot of mind games, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I wanted to illustrate the story to people to let them know, hey y'all, these are the games that I went through. And I'll never forget, I moved to Kennesaw, my first apartment.
Kennesaw.
My first apartment, AT, I love Kennesaw. And very quiet place, very nice. And I recorded in my apartment, I'll never forget it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just drop 2 songs. Let me see what people think. So the twerk song came about. I was like, I always wanted to do a fun song. I got all these sad songs and love songs and gospel songs, but there are other sides of my personality that I want to display. So that came up, and there was another song called, what was it, Love You Better? It's been a while. Love You Better, and that song just basically talks about, you know, who's gonna really love you better than me? You know what I mean? I'm the one that changed your life, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I carry a certain essence and aura and energy and a magnitude of love that some people can handle, some people can't. And that's what that record talks about. The Mind Games is a full-fledged ride of experiences of my love and relationships, for sure.
It is. And I was like, listening to you now and then your music, I'm like, you saying that you're not vulnerable, but
yeah, through my music I am.
So yes.
You will learn every time it's through the music, for sure. And I was grateful because it's crazy how that type of project impacted people the way that it did. You know, it went number 4 in the country.
Yes.
And I was the first LGBT artist in history to chart number 4 independently.
And still
on
breaking
iTunes.
History.
Yes. And shout out to Elton John and all the greats before me. But I was the first that could do it independently. But that's what that project will forever be timeless and a classic. It's still my biggest project today. So shout out to everybody that support that project.
Do you think if a record label was to come back knocking on your door, what would have to be like in written and in playing for you to sign?
Definitely. I definitely still want to own my rights and masters. That's one of the main things that I have advantage of over a lot of artists out here today. I create and produce literally 98% of my music, let's just say that. So for me, a record label doesn't make sense. However, if they were to come through, it would definitely have to be full-fledged marketing, promotional, I need some money deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I need these funds. I need to open up on this tour. I need a world tour. I need billboards everywhere. I need to be in newspapers every day, press, da-da-da-da. That's the type of record deal that would be ideal for me. A 360 deal wouldn't be good for me because I create my own music and they would change my sound. A distribution deal wouldn't make sense for me because I'm paying y'all to put my music out that I created myself.
Right.
So it just has to be the right deal, for sure. Couple millies, you know?
Yeah, millies. right. And I mean, they would have to come correct because, like you said, like you produce your own music, you write it, you say, like you are more than a talent, you're it.
Yep, I promote it, market it, I do the photography, some of the graphics. I have my own marketing plans, you know what I mean? Everything y'all see, I literally have done myself, me and my management. And before management, I just learned and mastered the music industry. And I took those tools and applied it to myself to what I could do and proceed with. So.
You know, I was looking at a documentary with, well, not really a documentary, but I remember Waka Flocka Mom, Big Tigger, and a few others had a seminar here in Atlanta. And they were just talking about, you know, marketing and, you know, signing to a company for media, because, you know, I mean, for music, because, you know, that's what they do. But when it comes to you being in the studio with other artists, what would you say is you look for?
I look for passion. A lot of artists, that I work with at least, they get a little intimidated when they come to work with me. But I always look for the passion. I always look for the drive. And as I coach, I work with a lot of artists. I work with thousands of artists in my lifetime. And just to name a few, Pamela Long from Total Bad Boys Records. I work with The Temptations, engineering a few records. I work with B. Slade, he's a producer as well, producing my first project. I mean, the list goes on. But what I look for is that passion. That passion is very important because what happens is that energy will translate to your audience. So nobody's gonna be perfect in the studio. The greatest singers make mistakes. You know what I mean? And rappers and any type of artist, spoken word artists. I just feel like it's all about that passion. If you believe in yourself and that passion, that's what I look for, because I feel like that's the biggest. That is the package. You know what I mean? So.
Who does Aaron Thomas want to work with? Or
Oh my God!
wishes or dreams to work with?
Oh, so many artists now. It used to just be a few, but now I want to work with Beyonce. Beyonce's a Virgo too, fellow Virgo.
Yes.
And I just love her, like, mysterious, spontaneous.
She is.
Y'all don't know. Y'all can't possess the Beyonce because y'all don't really know me like that. You know what I mean? And I like her artistry because Beyonce is one of a kind. I don't care what nobody said. No,
She is.
there will never be another Beyonce. Okay. Who I also want to work with is Brandy. That's my favorite
that.
female artist. Chris Brown is another artist I want to work with. I just want to see how he creates and how he just records so many songs.
Right.
And how he narrows things
20.
down.
He be dropping them.
Yes, and what's his technique with his tone and different things like that. Who else? There's so many artists out here. Let me see, new artists that I might want to work with. You know, this generation already know about our folks. But they know Beyonce and a few. But let me see, new artists I would like to work with. I only listen to a few. This is gonna be weird, but I would love to work with Keke Palmer. She's a dope artist, super creative. I love her content, and I just love her as a person. So I would love to vibe out with her in the studio one day.
I definitely think that would be a vibe. She's already comes off animated.
Yes.
Then her music, then when she started dancing, like
that's my type of energy right there for
I
sure.
can see that.
Yeah.
So you guys, let's definitely dig into God Doors. Again, October the 14th, it will be out.
Yes.
Go ahead and get it. Well, by the time this come out, it will just be coming out.
Yep.
So, what do you want your audience? What do you want the audience to get from God Doors?
Definitely, God Doors is a story, basically letting people know that God can use anyone. Whether you're hurting, whether you've been betrayed, whether you've been rejected, whether you feel like you're not good enough, whether somebody had judged you, whatever it is, God Doors is accessible for everybody. And I want people, from this project, I want people to feel ignited. I want you to ignite your faith again, because we're really living in a distracted society where everybody is focused on what everybody else got going on,
Right.
and we lose sight of our own identities. So this project, I want to ignite people's calling and purpose, to dig deep in themselves, to figure out, who they are supposed to be in this earth, in this lifetime. And so we all can, they're like, oh, can we all just get along?
Right.
Well, we can't get along because everybody want to do what everybody else is doing, and nobody is, taking accountability of the process and the life and destiny that they're supposed to be initiating into the world. So this, outside of that, God Doors is a project that is started up with a prayer. So every song that you hear is a prayer of mine, especially Blessing. You have a song called Good to Me where I talk about, for me, I'm a loner. So for me, that song is called Good. The song on there called Good to Me. It says, the way you wake me up every day feels so good to know you're thinking about me.
The way you wake me up every day feels so good to know you're thinking about me. Show your love in so many ways. With your touch, I know that I'm safe.
Because sometimes, there's millions of people that know me, but I have very, very, very few friends. My circle is very small. And sometimes I don't feel like, I'm loved. Sometimes I don't feel like I have friends. Sometimes I don't feel like I have support sometimes. And that's where that song birthed from. God Doors is a bop. It's a record on there called We Need More Love. It's basically the keys to us becoming to love one another again. And it's just an amazing project, and I can't wait for people. It's just for everybody. It's not just for the church. Because honestly, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all know I keep it a bean. That church ain't supporting it like that. And it's crazy because God has been putting me into, I'm not gonna say weird spaces, but let's say unique, peculiar spaces. Whether it's a nightclub, a lounge, or somewhere just random. Like literally, I've been meeting random people walking up to me saying, "Oh hey, just so you know, you're gonna be at the Grammys next year." Random people. I'm not talking about nobody I know. Random people. I'm letting you know. Oh yeah, it's your time.
I know that's right.
I'm like, what is going on right now with this project? Because I know what God can do. That's what the song says.
Yes.
I know what God can do, and but I don't know what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole greatness about God. You know, he wouldn't be infinite, he wouldn't be supreme if we knew everything. And a lot of us wouldn't even want to attain some of the stuff because we may not even believe it's, you know, for us or we deserve. So this project is for everybody. God can use everyone, anyone, and live out your life, your destiny to the fullest. Don't worry about what everybody else got going on. Don't worry about what people got to say. There's only one you, and you are evidence to that. So live that thing out. That's how I feel.
You better speak to him, Aaron.
Yeah.
You better speak to him.
Yeah.
So this is an 8-track project. The ones, again, I've been just on go is Blessing and God Will Come Through.
Yeah.
God will come through. You was talking to yourself.
Yep.
You
tapped in.
yourself.
He tapped in. Yep. Talking to myself, and I wanted to encourage the people. You know, I know you're stressing about the bills. God's going to come through. You're going crazy and losing your mind. God is going to come through. You know, you're watching everybody else winning while you're waiting in line. You know what I mean? But you got to be confident because the time is now. The time is now for you to live your life. So that's what it's about. And God will come through, period.
Listen,
I've seen it happen too many times for me in my life.
When you get that mansion, I want to come in. Right?
I received it. We just talking about, me and my manager was just talking about places. I said, boss man, I want a house like that right there.
When you get that mansion, that Lamborghini,
My
when you
God.
Listen, I want to ride.
Yeah.
I want to, you know, something.
And you got to also, speaking to the people out there, you also got to change your language. You got to switch that I can't to I can. You got to change that I hate myself to I love myself. You got to change that what you speak is what will be. I know we don't, you know, I know it doesn't look like that, but later down the line, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So the more life that you speak, the more life will happen for you. The more death that you speak, the more bad things and death will happen. So align yourself, adjust yourself accordingly. You know, put your head up high and be the best you can be.
Right.
Tomorrow's not promised. I'll say that.
What song on this project are you looking that may be more impactful, that people may really, that's going to grasp the people?
That's a good question. This is the first project I say every song is my favorite song off the project. I don't know how or why, but it's crazy. I don't remember recording any of these songs, as weird as that sounds. I know it's weird. I recorded in my apartment, in my little closet, you know what I'm saying?
What?
I know. You would never know that it was recorded in a closet. And I just feel like, that's a good question. I think I'll say Good to Me. It's the record called Good to Me because it gives like an R&B vibe. It's more like old schoolish, kind of like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like that vibe. And it just speaks volumes. And I think the magnitude of love that people are going to feel from that record specifically, I think that's going to impact them most. But you never know. You never know. It's all these songs are impacting. Like, especially We Need More Love.
Yes.
That person that may have been through the craziest things in their relationships, that may have never experienced true love before, somebody that may not have a father and a mother or no family support, that song is going to, it's going to take you there.
I definitely, this album definitely is bridging the masses. I definitely would say that.
Yes.
Because, again, someone else that was raised in church on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like you go to the gym. And I went home this weekend, and that's when I was just, preparing for today. And my mom, in the church, I played the 2 songs.
Wow.
And she was like, she started singing, Blessing,
Hey.
Blessing. And I was like,
Wow.
girl, you don't know nothing about this.
Wow.
But that's just to show, like, the generational gap that you're going to, that you're fulfilling with this album.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this project is bigger than me. I've been through a lot of obstacles through this process. And I'll speak on, I'm a Virgo. I go by the name of Aaron Thomas. It's nice to meet y'all. But with different budgets, and I had a plan and this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna work and that's gonna work. I shot a music video, that didn't work. It's so much stuff that I went through, and that's how I know that God is going to do it. And I stand firm on my faith that He's going to give me the #1 project to show the doubters and to show people that lost their faith that God gets the glory out of everything. He might have a plan, but His plan is most likely
better,
bigger
bigger,
and better
longer.
every single time. So that's how I know he going to take care of it. He going to do it. Because he didn't give me this vision for no reason. You know what I mean? I definitely feel secure in the placement and the time and the season that I am in my life, because now I had the platform and opportunity to, you know, impact the world and share my stories authentically without having to hide and cover up and, oh, I'm so perfect and this is my album. Thank you very much. No, like, I'm a human being just like you. Sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I stutter just like I just did. Sometimes, you know, I don't feel good enough. Sometimes whatever. We all feel some type of way as humans. But we also have to make sure that we are confident in who we are.
Right. Man, y'all, Aaron Thomas. What's next? I mean, we know about the project, but after the project is the visuals. Like, what can we expect?
Definitely. I definitely believe God's going to open some doors with visuals to set me up the right team of individuals that are not going to BS me. I'm so I can't take myself sometimes. But no, on some real. I'm looking to do a world tour. I have a lot of fans in Japan, Africa, Australia, Russia. It's a lot of a lot of people that listen to my music. I mean, I kind of want to like go out and branch out and do some stuff like that. In London, I have a lot of people out here. I want to do a world tour. I also want to do a lot of more community things, like giving back to communities. Maybe opening up some faculties for talent and people that don't have the budget and stuff like that. Aaron Thomas University is coming soon, where I basically show people how to be the best artist that they can be and how to navigate through the industry without the middleman and without the people that's trying to charge them $1 million just to get access to answers. Because some people are not going to be the next Beyonce. Some people might be, whatever, an independent artist that becomes a millionaire off of a strategy. So that's coming soon, and a lot of dope things. All things Aaron Thomas. More song features, more songs and movies. You'll see me working with different artists, writing and production-wise. Just heard a deal was secured major, and I'll share that soon with y'all for a group that I'll be working with soon. So I'm excited about that. Major things happening.
Listen, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
I believe that this project is going to blow your mind.
I know. I already know. I already know. I don't know how, but I know it will.
Yes.
I know.
And you definitely have strong faith, so.
Thank you.
Listen, I ain't got. Listen, you guys, second chance with Johneri'O Scott. We had our guest, singer, songwriter, music exec. I'm gonna just say music exec.
Come on, speak it.
Music
exec. What's going on?
Aaron Thomas. Any advice, any words you want to give the people?
Shout out to everybody. Well, first shout out to everybody that's Team Aaron Thomas out there in the world. And if you're new to Team Aaron Thomas, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm gonna take my glasses off, y'all. It's a pleasure to meet you. You know what I'm saying? I want to show my love, share my love, let you know that you are loved, that you are worth it. And listen, like I said earlier before, there's only one you. You be the evidence in your family. You break the generational curses. You break past the mental barrier that tell you that you can't make it, because it's possible. If you are living and breathing, you have another opportunity to change the situation. Your boy Aaron Thomas.
Hey, listen, you have a second chance. And one thing I always say, everyone doesn't get a second chance, so every chance you get, make the best of it, y'all. Johneri'O Scott, we out.